Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you all are doing well. In this video, we're going to talk about two things related to my previous video, in which we talked about the novel A House for Mr. Biswas, which was set in Trinidad, in the Caribbean islands. So in this video, we're going to talk about some historical fact specifically related to the migration of Indian people of Indian origin from India to Trinidad, and how that came into being. And second, I'll try to read few passages uh, which I found funny in the book. I'll keep reading some of the passages in the upcoming videos as well, which I found witty or funny, or some insightful thing was there in them. So coming to the first thing about the migration of Indian people to Trinidad. So the catalyst for this migration started in 1838, when slavery was abolished across the British Empire. Now this sent shockwaves across the British Caribbean islands, because there was a shortage of labor. The black people who were previously worked as slaves there refused to work, which was, of course, the right thing to do. Why would you work for free? I mean, slavery is an abhorrent thing that should have been criminalized way back. But this created a vacuum in the labor market. So the big landowners, the plantation owners wanted labor at really cheap prices. And where did they find that labor from? Well, they found it in India. And why did people from India, specifically in their 2030s, moved to Trinidad during this period from 1845? So this specifically started in this migration started in 1835, and it lasted till 1917. There was migration even after that. The major wave of migration was during this period of 1845 to 1917. Now, why did Indian people go there? Well, it was, of course, the British, which created such policies that it disenfranchised a lot of people from the land. So they didn't have anything to do, and there was vast occurrences of famine across India. I mean, some of them are documented, some are not, but there was widespread hunger across India, and specifically this migration took place from densely populated areas of UP and Bihar. And the reason, of course, was related to the British policies, because people didn't have anything to do. Not only they didn't have anything to do, they didn't see any future, but they were practically, they didn't have any food. There were vast occurrences of famines, and there was widespread hunger. So these were some of the reasons. Now this was abolished by Indian Legislative Assembly in 1917. This practice of taking ships from India to the Caribbean islands for cheap labor, even though it was abolished in 1917. But the people who migrated during this period, 90% of them stayed there. They didn't come back. They thought they had more opportunities back in the Caribbean islands than going back to India, which they found, which of course it was a practical decision, that there was already widespread economic hardships in India, and there wasn't much opportunity during that time. So this is the historical fact that I was talking about. Now I'm gonna read you a passage from the book. So this passage is taking place when when Mr. Biswas tries to get job in a newspaper as a reporter. He tries to get a job. So here it goes. So he goes to this newspaper, Sentinel. It's kind of like a sensational newspaper which makes sensational headlines and news to get the attention of readers and increase its sale. So here the passage goes, and here just to give a little information, a little background to the scene. Here Mr. Biswas is talking to himself, and also he's talking to the receptionist, and he'll be talking to himself as well as the receptionist, and he'll be talking to himself in his head, which we all do. Sometimes we talk to ourselves. So that is displayed, the scene is written as such. So I'll be narrating it. So Mr. Biswas says, amazing scenes were witnessed in St. Vincent Street yesterday when Mohan Biswas, 31, ... The receptionist goes, you got an appointment? Assaulted a receptionist. So in his head he's saying, amazing scenes were witnessed in St. Vincent Street yesterday when Mohan Biswas, 31, assaulted a receptionist. Then Mr. Biswas says to the receptionist, no. Then he talks to himself. In an interview with our special correspondent last night, Mr. Biswas said, amazing scenes were witnessed in St. Vincent Street yesterday when Biswas, 31, unemployed, of no fixed address, assaulted a receptionist at the offices of Trinidad Sentinel. People ducked behind the desk as Biswas, father of 4, walked into the building with guns blazing, shot the editor, 4 reporters dead, and then set fire to the building. Passersby stopped and stared as the flames rose high, fanned by a strong breeze. Several tons of paper were destroyed and the building itself gutted. In an exclusive interview with our special correspondent late last night, Mr. Biswas said, ... Then the receptionist takes him to the editor, and the editor says to him, what is your story? Mr. Biswas says, I don't have a story, I want a job. And then the editor says, yes, have you worked on a paper before? Mr. Biswas says, once or twice. The editor looked at the door as though for help. Do you mean once or do you mean twice? Mr. Biswas says, I have read a lot. Mr. Biswas getting out of a dangerous ground. He says, I have read a lot. Hawking, Mary, Coriolis, Jacob Behome, Mark Twain, Hawking, Mark Twain. Mr. Biswas smiled. Samuel smiles. The editor looked up. Marcus Aurelius. The editor smiled. Epictetus. The editor continued to smile, and Mr. Biswas smiled back to the editor to know he was going to sound absurd. You read those people just for pleasure, eh? Mr. Biswas recognized the cruel intent of the question, but he didn't mind. No, he said, just for encouragement. All the excitement in Mr. Biswas died. Then the editor asked, how old are you? 31. You have come from the country, you are 31, you have never written, and you want to be a reporter. What do? Mr. Biswas thought of estate driver, exalted it to overseer, rejected shopkeeper, rejected unemployed. He said, sign painter? The editor rose, I just have the job for you. Then the editor gives him a job to paint a sign on the office wall, on the newspaper office wall. Now Mr. Biswas is talking to himself when he says, amazing scenes were witnessed yesterday when Mohan Biswas, 31, a sign painter, set to work on the offices of Trinidad Sentinel. Passersby stopped and stared as Mr. Biswas, father of 4, covered the wall with obscene faces. Women hid their faces in their hands, screamed and fainted. A traffic jam was created in St. Vincent Street, and police, under Superintendent Greaves, were called in to restore order. Interviewed by our special correspondent late last night, Mr. Biswas said, "The ordinary man cannot be expected to know the meaning of no admittance." And still. And the reporters goes, "What? Still here?" So yeah, that's the end scene. So this was the passage. As you can, I don't know if you relate to it, but it's quite witty when he's talking to himself, which we all do. When you go to a job interview and you don't have experience, but you still want to get the job. So yeah, it has a lot of, that's why I was saying in previous video that it has a lot of human truths, the experiences that we all face in our life. So that was it for today's video. See you in my next video. Thanks. Bye.